Yeah, I apologize that the electricity was off and my 4G connection also was so bad here. So I just got connected again. Okay, where we were. One. Yeah, so we are here. Regarding ecstasy. Ecstasy is bhava, and that bhava is devotion. So when we get rasa, is kind of ruchi, yeah? Rasa, ruchi, taste, after taste, asakti, and then bhava, that is ecstasy. So I would say ecstasy is the bhava, which is derived also from rasa. When we get attached with the taste of devotion, then we can get the ecstasy. So that's the understanding. It is not exactly rasa. Ecstasy is not exactly rasa. It is bhava. Bhava means emotion. Emotion. So when you get ecstasy, that means you hardly you can control your emotion. Like how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing, crying, up, jumping up and down, and sometimes he jumps like 10 feet on the air and smashing the ground, and it sounds like he broke all his bones. This is out of his ecstasy. That means that emotion, that fluctuation of rasa in his heart, that creates the uh, ecstasy, bhava. So ecstasy is created by the fluctuation of rasa. Okay, thank you very much. And thank you for being patiently waiting for me to come back. Okay, next, Chapala Sukha. Who would like to give the meaning of Chapala Sukha? Nagarjun Prabhu, raise your hand.
Like it's a happiness in a fraction of time, like eating anything or any sex. These are all very fraction of happiness. I think.
Yeah, thank you. So Chapala means flickering, a fraction moment flickering. Just like the mind is flickering, that means the mind is unsteady. Sometimes thinking of this, and in the next second thinking of something else. This is called flickering. Now, flickering. So Chapala Sukha refers to the material happiness, which is flickering. We think that we will be happy when we have this thing. Okay, after we are getting it, then we don't really happy. We think that, oh, maybe if I get these other things, I will be happy. This is the nature of material happiness. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj mentioned, Maya Sukaya Bharam Udvahato Vimudhan. Those who are fools and rascal, Vimudhan. Maya Sukaya, they are simply running for this material happiness, which is Chapala Sukha, flickering happiness. And then next one, Bhoga Tyaga. Who would like to give the meaning of this Bhoga Tyaga?
Hey,
Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu.
position of altering from material enjoyment to renunciation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A position of alternating sense enjoyment and renunciation. So alternating sense enjoyment and renunciation. Prabhupada give the example just like a person who has a job. If you read there in the preface, a person who has a job and he think that he's tired of this job, therefore he needs a weekend to be free from that job. But then, for example, you work from Monday to Saturday, every Sunday you have a day off or holiday and whatsoever. And then after that you come back again. You come back again to your normal activities. So like that. Bhoga. Bhoga means actually enjoyment. Tyaga means to renounce. Okay. Just like okay, now we cook rice, dal, and sabji, for example. This is just a gross example. Rice, dal, and sabji. We cook this. Okay, we eat, and then tomorrow again we cook the same thing, and then the after tomorrow we cook the same thing, rice, dal, and sabji. We feel that we need to change. We need to change our menu, and then you cook whatever pizza or sorry, I always mention pizza, yeah. Pizza or macaroni, spaghetti, whatever, paneer, sabji, for example, and then chapati instead of rice, you cook chapati, for example, like this. But then after a few days again, you feel that, oh, you want to eat rice, dal, and sabji. So this is called bhoga tyaga. You are giving up the one type of enjoyment, you jump to another type of enjoyment, and then you come back again. Tyaga means actually to renounce, alternating sense enjoyment and renunciation. So one time you are enjoying, and then you renounce this enjoyment, you go to another type of enjoyment, and then after a few days you enjoy that same thing. Oh, anyway, without asking who would like to give the meaning, I already click it. Anyway, Amrita. Amrita means that which does not die but exists eternally. Amrita. Or it is called also in English elixir. It's Amrita, the one which is came out from the churning of milk ocean, drink demigod, and also the demons. So the Moini Murti was carrying Amrita, eternity. If you drink that, will be eternal, immortal. Well, not exactly, just like the Devatas. They're not exactly immortal, but they have long duration of life. That sense, according to our calculation, they looks like eternal. Just like how the mosquitoes or the, the ants see the duration of humans' life. For them, we are just like demigods. So like this. Anyway, these are all the Sanskrit terminologies. And for all of you, I'm so kind preparing these things. Okay, that's the end of the preface. We have about 25 minutes for the next session is the introduction. So before we are going to the introduction, anybody would like to ask some question, needs something to be clarified? You are allowed now. Now is your time. Hare Krishna.
So, I have one doubt. When Rup Goswami have kept the 25% of wealth with him, not with him from give to some banker, and but when Sanatan Goswami is renouncing, he and one of his servant took 8 gold coins with him, and afterwards he take only one with him. Only 7 egg gave to the hotel, the residents, and one he take. And Sanatan Goswami said is, you are not like renounce order of life, you should become a grihastha. But Rup Goswami has kept the 25% of the whole gold boat. So how to understand?
How to understand that he is a renounced person?
No, he's a Rup Manjari. I accept it.
Yeah.
I know that too, but how to
Thank you so much. Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu would like to answer that question. You raise your hand. please.
So according to that, the story of that, when they went in the hotel, that was a dacoit was running that.
Hmm.
So they were going to kill Rupa Goswami and his Sanatan Goswami and his servant and take that money. That's why Sanatan Goswami told his servant to give the coin, not because he should renounce them or something.
Okay. But the question, thank you very much, Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu. The question is, Sanatan Goswami, let's say not even keeping 25% of his possession, and then how to understand Rupa Goswami as a renounced person, that he's keeping 25% for himself, for the let's say like emergency case, things like that. How to understand that he's renounced person? Yes, according to Tattva, of course, as Vanamali Prabhu mentioned, that is Rupa Manjari. So, how to understand that a person really renounced? Okay, come back again to Rupa Goswami's teaching. Anasakta Shavisayan Yatarhamu Payunjataha Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe Yukta Vairagyam Uchate. Even if you hold more than 25%, but Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe, if you are holding it for the service of Krishna, you utilize all this for the service of Krishna, you are considered as a Yukta Vairagya, a real renunciant. Not that you are falsely, renouncing everything, you live on the street and not holding even one coin, but within your mind, you are, thinking of sense gratification. This is called Falgu Vairagya, or false renunciation, because you want some fame, some adoration, puja, pratishta, things like this. Okay. So Rupa Goswami, he's holding 25% for emergency cause. Well, but the principle is that a pure devotee will always utilize it in Krishna's service, because his very body, his very self is Krishna's property, and he has to take care of him, take care of himself. But then we understand that what Rupa Goswami is completely renouncing the whole world practically. He lived under the tree, right? He was completely engaged in writing books. He got the instruction from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to excavate where are the important places of Krishna's pastimes in the. Although we know from that statement that he's saving 25% of that, full boat of gold for himself, but he was not carrying it. He was having only his copy, his chadar, and down clothes to cover his private part, and kamandalu. That's it. Yeah. Of course, that statement, when we think, oh, he has so much gold, 25% out of this full boat of gold, but we don't find in the history that he is holding it. But he's giving this example for us actually to follow, But of course, he's a Yukta Vairagi, a real renowned person. That's how we understand that a pure devotee will always spend everything for Krishna. Just like Ambarish Maharaj, for example. How we understand that he is a pure devotee, completely renounced person, is floating on money. How we understand that he's a pure devotee, he's floating on money. Yeah. Study the verses, 3 verses, Savai Mana Krishna Padara Vindaya verse. Kamam Chadashe Natu Kama Kamyaya Yato Tamasloka Janasraya Rati. So he's Rati, his attraction, which is Krishna, and he's utilizing everything in the service of Lord. So there's no doubt that Rupa Goswami, although he's keeping 25% of those gold, but he's utilizing it for Krishna's service. In fact, we don't find that he was in Vrindavan along with his gold coins. Yeah, still having some doubt, Vanamali Prabhu, about Rupa Goswami.
No, bro. I have not even previous have any doubt. I have one time heard in Radha Swami Maharaj lecture that Thakur has many houses in properties in his name, but he never think of himself.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, that's natural for the pure devotees. Whether whether they live floating in money or they are completely poverty stricken, like Sudama Vipra, completely poverty stricken, or like what is his name? One of the six Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami. He was the son of Jamindar. Jamindar means the landlord. His father is very rich, having so much land. Yet he always tried to escape from his opulent house. His parents got him married with a very beautiful young girl. Still, he ran, he ran from his house. And then finally, his mother told his father that if we cannot bind him using this nice house, wealth, and beautiful woman, and what to speak of, because at that time his father tied him with a rope, and what to speak about this rope, what this rope can do with our son, if this opulence cannot bind him. He still run away. Anyway, that's nature of devotees. Whether you are rich or you are poor, you always serve Krishna. Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he has many houses, as you mentioned, but he never think of himself. All right, thank you very much. We have about 17 minutes. Okay, let us continue to the introduction. Introduction, and finally, this is the introduction of Nectar Devotion. So in the introduction,
Unable to hear your voice, Prabhu. Voice is breaking.
Your voice is breaking.
Your voice is completely breaking, Prabhu.
The definition of pure devotion. You see, even before entering the first chapter, you already get the hint here of what is pure devotion.
Prabhu, we are unable to hear your voice.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, your voice is breaking.
Breaking too.
Okay, what about now? Hare Krishna.
Now it's
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, Ram Charan Prabhu mentioned